Hello students, we have already started the topic solution. Okay, let us see the next, that is solubility of a solute in a solvent. Say we are just dealing now with the binary solution. A binary solution is the solution which contains two components, one is solute and another is solvent, right? As you know, solubility, what is solubility? It is the amount of the solute per unit volume of the saturated solution. It is the solubility and it is expressed in moles per liter. That is, the unit of the solubility is moles per liter, or that is represented as like this way, is it? This is the unit. Now let us see the factors affecting the solubility. The first factor is nature of solute and solvent. How the nature of solute and solvent affects the solubility, let us see. Okay, now generally the compounds with the similar chemical nature or similar chemical properties, character, are more readily soluble in each other than those with the entirely different chemical characters. That means it is likely to say as like dissolves like. Okay, so that is, substances having similar intermolecular forces are likely to be soluble in each other. Generally, polar solutes dissolve in polar solvents effectively, and the example is sodium chloride dissolves in water. Both are polar. The solubility is very effective, is it? Now another is another fact, non-polar solutes can be dissolved easily in the non-polar solvents. This is the effective dissolution, and the example is cholesterol dissolves in benzene. Alright. Now see, sodium chloride dissolves in water because NaCl, that is the strong, because of the strong ion dipole interactions of Na plus and Cl minus ions with the water molecules, and because of that hydrogen bonding forms between the molecules and the ions, and that makes the dissolution easy, is it? Now another example, see, these are the polar in polar and non-polar in non-polar. Say we know the example as that is sugar dissolves in water effectively. That is the different example than these two, is it? So this is all about how the nature of the solute and solvent affects the solubility of a solute in a solvent. Okay, this is the one factor which affects the solubility. Now the next factor is temperature. How temperature affects the solubility, let us see. See here, that depends. How temperature affects the solubility, that depends upon whether the dissolution is exothermic or endothermic, is it? The process of dissolution, whether it is endothermic or exothermic. Now let us say one example, that is dissolution of potassium chloride in water is endothermic process, is it? It dissolves in water by the endothermic process. That means with the absorption of the heat, effectively it dissolves in water, right? Actually, when in this case, when temperature is increased by adding heat to the system, the solubility of the KCl increases according to the Le-Chatelier's principle. Okay, that means addition of heat causes the stress on the saturated solution and it favors the endothermic process. That means at the higher temperature, as we increase the temperature, the KCl, more and more potassium can be dissolved in water, is it? So that is the effect of the temperature on the process, which are the endothermic. Okay, now let us say another example of exothermic process. Now dissolution of calcium chloride in water is the exothermic process. So here in this case, while dissolving the calcium chloride in water, heat is given out. That means heat is liberated from the mixture, from the solution. So in this case, if this dissolution is carried out at low temperature, it favors the exothermic reaction. That means when we decrease the temperature, in the case of dissolution of calcium chloride in water, here it can be dissolved effectively, and Here the exothermic processes can be favored at the lower temperature by decreasing the temperature of the process. So this is the effect of the temperature on endothermic and exothermic dissolution particularly. Now if we see, actually there is no direct correlation between solubility and exothermicity or endothermicity, because by taking these two examples you can get the idea about the point. Now example, dissolution of calcium chloride is exothermic, and that of the sodium nitrate, that is the dissolution of sodium nitrate, is an endothermic process. But here one is exothermic, other is endothermic process, but both of this, the solubility of both of these increases with the increasing temperature. Actually in the above cases we have seen that that means at higher temperature endothermic process favors, and at lower temperature exothermic process favors. But in case of these two examples, at higher temperature both of the solubility of both of this goes on increasing at higher temperature. Okay, so this is the effect of temperature on the solubility. Now let us say the effect of pressure on the solubility. Before to see effect of pressure on the solubility, let us see first discuss the important point. That is, we have already just talked about the point that there is no direct correlation between the solution, that is solubility, and exothermicity or endothermicity. Now we have took the example that calcium chloride, the dissolution of calcium chloride in water is an exothermic reaction, and the dissolution of that is sodium nitrate or ammonium nitrate is endothermic, right? But these two, being one is exothermic, another is endothermic, these two favors at higher temperature. That means the solubility of these increases with the temperature. So the below plot is given, which shows the result of determination of the solubilities of some ionic solids in water at a various temperature. Now see, in this figure the solubility is given on this axis and the temperature here on this axis, that is 0 onwards to 100. Okay, now see here the solubility of KNO3 and NaNO3, and then NaBr, KBr, KCl, NaCl, Na2SO4 is shown. Okay, let us discuss with the first point, the solubility of sodium bromide, sodium chloride and potassium chloride. Is it change slightly with the temperature? Here if you see in the diagram, that is in this plot, the solubility of sodium bromide here. Okay, I will show you the solubility of sodium bromide, and then sodium chloride, potassium chloride, they slightly change with the change in temperature. Okay, there is no major change in the solubility by increasing the temperature. In these two, if you see the curves, they are almost like this way. There is no that means major slope we have seen. Now the second point, the solubility of potassium nitrate KNO3, NaNO3 and that is KBr increases appreciably with increasing temperature. See in the diagram, the solubility of NaNO3, potassium nitrate, then sodium nitrate, after that KBr, is it here? The solubility of these two, as we see the curves, that increases, solubility increases appreciably with the increasing the temperature, is it? The third point, the solubility of sodium sulfate, that is Na2SO4, we see like this way, decreases with the increase of temperature. Okay, the solubility of gases in water usually decreases with increase of temperature, that we know. See here, the solubility of gases particularly in water usually decreases with the increase in temperature. See here, this is about the dissolution of the solid solute in liquid solvent like water. Okay, now if we think about when a gas is a solute, is dissolved in water. What happens? See here, the solubility of gases in water usually decreases with increase of temperature. As we increase the temperature, the solubility of the gas solute decreases. Is it? Because when gases are dissolved in water, the gas molecules in liquid phase are condensed, and the condensation is an exothermic process. That's why on increasing temperature, the solubility of gas ultimately decreases. Okay, let us see the third point, that is the effect of pressure on the solubility. Now see here, pressure affects the solubility in case of the gases dissolved in liquids, but there is no effect of the pressure on the solubility of the solid and liquid, as these are incompressible, right? Now the next, but in the case of gases acting as solute, here the pressure affects the solubility of gases in liquids. Here gases are solutes and liquid, that means as a solvent, correct? That means there is the effect of pressure. Now solubility of gases increases with increasing pressure. If we increase the pressure on the liquid, then the solubility of the gases also increases. Now the solubility of the gases in the liquid, that is, in the case of solubility of gases in liquid, the quantitative relationship between the solubility of gas in liquid is given by the Henry's law. So what is Henry's law? The statement is, it states that the solubility of a gas in liquid is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas over the solution. Is it? The solubility of the gas in liquid is directly proportional to the pressure, is it, over the solution. Okay. Now removing this proportionality constant, S is equals to Kh into P, where Kh is the proportionality constant. Okay, where Kh is called as Henry's constant, and S, as you know, is the solubility of the gas in liter and expressed in moles per liter. Now P is the pressure of the gas over the solution. So this is the Henry's law. Okay, now let us see Kh. Kh is a Henry's constant. Now let us derive the unit for the Henry's constant. So from this equation we can write as Kh is equals to S upon P. Rearranging this equation we can get S upon P. Kh is equals to, now S, the unit of S is moles per liter and P is expressed in bar. So this is the unit of Henry's constant Kh, that is moles per liter per bar. So the Kh can be defined as, it is the solubility of the gas in liquid when its pressure over the solution is 1 bar. See here, the Kh, Henry's constant, is nothing but the solubility, is it? As from this equation, if you see, if you keep P is equals to 1 bar, then what will happen? Ultimately Kh becomes equals to simply S when P is 1 bar. That means the Henry's constant is nothing but the solubility of the gas in liquid when its pressure over the solution is 1 bar. Is it? This is about the effect of the pressure on the solubility of the gas in liquid and Henry's law.